right, go ahead.
I thought we showed a lot of heart, a lot of resiliency, never gave in. Didn't look good, I think, when they got it to 13, but we just kept fighting and were able to regain momentum in the game, with our pressure. And Gaffney was the point of that, really did a great job. Frankie had some steals too. Frankie's been playing at a high level last couple of games. Just he's, him and Phelps look like, two big time guards. And we knew their guards were really good, Harris and Phelps. And they're a team it's an up and coming team. They got some good players. That was a good team. And so to get that victory, it's really good.
He gave you a lot of problems defensively, especially down in the paint for a while in the game, but allowed 7 points in the last 11 minutes of the game. What was the adjustment out there?
I think it was more our defense stepping up than anything. We were lost on defense for a significant amount of time. They had 61 points or so at, I want to say, around the 10-minute mark, which is a lot. Like, we've been giving up close to that number for a game. So we were not making multiple efforts. They were getting to the paint. We got to get healthy, man. We need Sean Phillips back. We got to get some good news on the waiver front. We need help. So again, there was nothing Sean could do, and we just need more help in the paint, and that was pretty evident. I think it was like 20-2 at halftime in the paint. So and we lost the paint by 20 and still found a way to win. So I mean, it's really good that you could get a win. I thought the crowd was great. They were really engaged tonight and really helped us down the stretch.
Was improved rebounding just better effort on your end, or them just simply not making shots that they made earlier?
We set a bad tone like around the 12-minute mark in the first half. We had good control of the game, and then we stopped making multiple efforts, and they were sending 4 or 5 to the glass. So if we ever did come up with the ball, we were ready to go in transition, and we knew that was going to be a key number, and we clearly outplayed them in the transition game throughout the game. That's when we were able to get the rebound. There were a lot of opportunities for us.
What was kind of that final kind of tick to you to kind of go, okay, now we're going to full court press?
Well, I mean, we were at a point where there was no other choice, and the game was slipping away. And it's tough to commit to playing that pressure the entire game and play that way with such a limited amount of players that you're using, that you could completely trust in a game like this against a quality opponent that was playing pretty well. So we saved it until when we needed it the most.
What makes that so imposing to deal with for opponents, do you think?
Well, nothing against, when we're in our diamond, there's nothing against the 2 wing guys, but when you have Gaffney on the ball, and with his length, and he's kicking the basketball out of bounds, I think by our numbers, he had 10 deflections in the game. So the inbounder doesn't even know if he can throw the ball in bounds. And then when you have Frankie Collins as the center fielder, and he's got really great instincts of shooting a passing lane, and those 2 guys are where it all starts, and they were both very good at it today.
When you get deeper, or you get something healthier, do you think that's something that you can utilize even more, or?
I think so, and even because you can have Sean Phillips back there. If there is if they did get past everybody, he's going to be around there prepared to contest shots at the basket more. So yeah, I would say so.
You've talked about obviously Jose's energy. Was that technical? Was kind of maybe just a little bit too much emotion coming out of him right there?
You know what? I was moving on to the next thing, and it was very congested around where the basket was, so I didn't have a clean look at exactly what happened there.
Talking about Frankie's improvement, what were some of the things that you think enabled that in this last offseason and building them now?
He put a lot of work in on a shot, and you're seeing he's making timely shots. And the last 2 games, he's shot the 3 well. He's hitting his jump shot, and then that was kind of the missing piece, because he's such a good player on defense. He's so athletic, so good in the open court. He's a willing passer. He's a leader. So he's kind of got everything you look for at that position. he's starting to trust his shot more, and ball's going in, and you see him playing more confidently.
How good was it kind of to eke out a close game? Because you haven't had a lot of real close games. The two you lost were not close, and you've won a lot that aren't close. So
Yeah.
to just have to make those plays.
Yeah, I think I got winning players that never gave up in this game. This game reminded me a lot of the UMass Lowell game and how it all played out, down the stretch and whatnot. But we were relentless to keep stacking stops and forcing them to turn it over, and we just kept feeding off that, and it was really great to see.
Second straight game that your two leading rebounders were Jemiah and Frankie. Is that kind of, you think, due to lack of depth inside, or what do you think?
Lack of size right now, and it's all injury related. It's hard to, you have two key rotation players, one starter that's a 7-footer that you would think could assist in that area. Now we're asking like Bryant and Zoe to tangle with these big guys and just try and keep them off the glass, and then Frankie and Jemiah both get off their feet exceptionally well to go get the ball, so they're doing a great job.
What have you seen in What have you seen in Braylon so far this season? Seeing him kind of playing big minutes tonight down the stretch and his development.
Yeah, I liked that he came in and he was a part of the end result. He had a positive impact, especially defensively when we were making that surge. And I think the best way I look at it is, am I thinking about trying to get a guy off the floor, or am I finding it difficult to take him out? And even though he's a freshman, and we were playing so well on defense, and he was a part of it, that it was tough to want to take him out of the game. So that's to his credit that he was playing.
How do you feel about his ability to initiate offense as well on the other end? There were times where he was getting pressured one-on-one and he was getting up the court well. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, he did well with that. I think he just had one time where he mishandled the ball when we got a steal. But other than that, he was fine. He had a big three in the first half too. So.
Any notice on when you might get Zane Meeks back?
Zane is going to be week to week, and again, our medical is checking in with him, day to day, seeing how he's doing, and then we'll just keep seeing. Right now, I don't foresee him, playing this weekend, but I maybe something miraculous happens over the next couple of days.
Today, Adam made known his frustrations with the process of trying to get eligible. Have you tried to steady him, in this sort of difficult time?
Yeah, there were a couple of texts that we exchanged today that were very upsetting to me. So I know truly he's struggled, with his mental health, and it's being tested, and certainly it was reflective in our communication today, and that's why he wasn't even here today. I said to him, I know this is really tough for you, so let's. If you need to not be here today, then let's do that. That's in your best interest. That's all I care about.
With the absence of Sean today, Bryant really stepped up and made some big plays down the stretch. How do you feel about his performance tonight, filling in and some other big guys on the other end of the floor?
Yeah, Bryant has been Bryant. He's scrapping, he's battling, he's giving us everything he can. He had a nice roll to the basket, and Frankie was able to find him. He didn't shoot his free throws as well as he did the last game, but you're seeing progress there, so that's good.
Speaking of free throws, all the attempts tonight, how do you feel about that and being able to get down to the basket and getting a lot of free throw attempts?
Yeah, well, we didn't settle as much for jump shots. Yeah, I thought our ratio was good with not just relying on perimeter shots. We were getting in the paint. They're a very aggressive team on defense, so it's not surprising. That's how many free throws we did take tonight.
Jemiah struggled shooting the ball tonight and also got beat off the dribble on the perimeter a couple of times. How did you kind of keep him up and keep his perseverance going throughout the rest of the game?
Yeah, he's it's not going to be a straight line up for him. There's going to be some small steps back, but overall, I trust what he's going to do over the entirety of the season, and I have no worries about Jemiah. I think he's going to be fine.
Big picture, this team is overcoming a lot of issues to win the game. You're down by 13. You get outshot from the field. You get 43 field goals. With all the problems you've got, though, it's got to give you a great deal of confidence in looking down the road when you do get these kids back.
It does. They're key players, and they're going to make our depth stronger, and certainly our ability with Sean Phillips to rebound and protect the basket a little better. But yeah, I'm very impressed overall, though, with SMU and just watching them on film and seeing them have solid wins versus West Virginia and being very competitive against other power conference teams. I know this. Rob Lanier is doing a great job and has that program going the right way, and it took just everything that we had tonight to get the job done.
Coach, there was a little bit of a regression in the halfway through the first half. Was that because the three ball kind of stopped falling a little bit, or was it just that lack of size we were talking about?
We stopped just being, we needed to get the 50-50s. We weren't getting them. They were a half a second or second quicker to the ball than we were. They were punishing us on missed shots, and we were not being physical, and we did that versus San Francisco. We did not do it tonight, and we have to fix it. We got to make sure that we don't go through stretches where teams are able to take advantage of us like they did, around the basket. So that's got to be something that we focus on moving to our next game.